Good afternoon, Zelda Informer. This is Alex, also known as Lex to the theorizing community, also known as that guy who's always writing Skyward Sword articles. Anyway, I'd like to say welcome to the first ZI mailbag, but since we haven't really started taking email questions yet, that wouldn't exactly be true. This will be the start. This is what we'll be asking for your submissions. We started this mailbag in response to requests for one from that recent feedback post we made, which, speaking of which, was really successful. Thanks for all of your contributions and ideas. We've been talking about some of the things that you've suggested, and we'll be implementing new projects and articles series soon in line with some of those ideas. As for the mailbag, you can ask me pretty much anything that we would talk about on Zelda Informer. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Zelda, it can be anything Nintendo. Some suggestions I might have to start off, just because I'm kind of new at this. Impressions of anything that I might have played at E3. So Super Mario 3D Land, Mario Kart 7, Luigi's Mansion 2, or Kirby, or of course Skyward Sword. If you remember, I did a Q&A session about facts that I learned about Skyward Sword at E3 back in June. So this will be kind of similar to that. You can ask similar questions, and if you missed that Q&A before, you can ask me pretty much anything you want to know about the game that I might know. Or something about the Wii U, since I got a chance to play that as well. I didn't play every single demo. I skipped out on that Shield one, but I know pretty much how all the other demos went. And if you're really feeling curious, you can ask me about stuff that has nothing to do with Zelda Informer, about my life, about the weather, about something political. I don't know, I don't care. May or may not answer some things I'm just not going to touch. You know how it is. Anyway, aside from the mailbag, I wanted to talk about that Aonuma Hates Zelda post that I made a couple days back. I'm still going to stick by my statement that I don't think Aonuma really likes the first Zelda game. I regret a little bit that I didn't make it clear that I was talking about just the first Zelda game. Unfortunately, I just didn't think about it. I thought putting The Legend of Zelda would suffice, but I guess people took that to mean the series. But as for the first game, I mean, if you dig a little deeper on the subject, I know I mentioned in the article that Aonuma's talked about this before, but if you look back at some of the other interviews, you'll realize that he really just doesn't like the whole action aspect that was really prevalent in that game. He talks about how he was never able to get past the Octoroks, so you know he really never got anywhere. He also talked about having similar struggles with Mario because he couldn't get the jumping quite right. So it seems like he just doesn't like this action aspect of the earlier Zelda games and of the Mario games. And you can kind of see how this has affected Zelda since he took over. We've been seeing combat structure that's a lot more based in strategy and formula and puzzles. For example, Goma, you always shoot her in the eye, and we've seen this over and over and over again in Aonuma's games. Rather than those bosses that require raw action and skill, like some of the bosses in the original Legend of Zelda. For example, Manhandla, who's always running around the room shooting at you, and you always have to be dodging and thinking about how to get close enough to hit it. I mean, you don't really see those in Aonuma's games anymore. So it's clear that he doesn't really like that element, and he's been trying to keep it out of Zelda. And I think that that's what I was trying to capture in that post. I just wanted to clarify that for you guys. I don't really think his games are bad, since, as I said, Majora's Mask is my absolute favorite, and Wind Waker's up there too. So it's not that I don't like his games, I just think there's some things from the older games that have been kind of lost in the games that he's been in charge of. Anyway, I hope that sheds light on what I was trying to get at with that post. It seems like a lot of you took it pretty far, a lot further than I was hoping it would go, which is okay. Controversy, discussion, that's good. But there you go. That's what I meant. Anyway, if you have any more questions for me, to start off the mailbag, you can either leave your questions in the comments section at the bottom of the article, or you can shoot me an email at alex@zeldainformer.com. That's alex@zeldainformer.com. Real simple. It can be pretty much about anything I talked about, anything gaming related, anything Zelda related, Wii U related, anything you really want. I may not get to all of them at once. I'm probably going to do this about once a week, once every other week. Maybe 5 to 10 questions a week. But shoot me whatever you want me to talk about, and I'll get to as much as I can. Anyway, that's it. Send your requests, and I'm signing off.